morning, everybody. It's Thursday, February 20th. I'm Jane Johnston of the Bar Hill Group at RE/MAX Coast, and welcome to the Victoria Real Estate Show. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello, everybody. Andrew Plank here with the Vibe Collective, Royal LePage. Happy to be here again. We're missing Jen today.
Right.
She's in transit.
Yes. And of course, everybody's a bit nervous these days with flying because of recent accidents. So
yes.
Wishing you the best travel today. How's your week been?
Yeah, good. Had a great meeting yesterday. We've got about a new listing and got another listing going live tomorrow, and buyers are active, and life is good. Life is pretty good. Yeah. Was away this weekend to the Invictus game closing ceremony.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, it's great. Jelly Roll, Bare Naked Ladies, a group called War and Treaty, all played. Prince Harry did a great speech. Prime Minister Trudeau actually was up on stage talking. Some really, really just wonderful stories of some of the participants, and it's such a heartwarming, uplifting event. It was great.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think they're so inspiring, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Overcoming the odds. And
just the happiness that's like, they're saying, I'm the captain of my soul. You're not, Invictus means, unconquered. And it just really means you're not letting your life circumstances, impact who you are. You're getting over it and on with it. You're doing the best you can with what you've got in the moment. How
often do they happen?
Every 2 years. The next one's in Birmingham in the United Kingdom. I think it's been going on for about 10 years, maybe a little longer.
I think the first one was in Vancouver, right?
I think the first one was Birmingham, because they're talking about bringing it back to its home.
Oh, okay.
For next year, in 2 years. So
okay, awesome. Yeah. All right, well, let's do the stats, and then we have Ann McIntyre from Soap for Hope. She has a really neat, I don't know what you call it, charity that she runs, and we're going to be discussing that today. So when you're moving, don't throw out all your cleaning products and linen. So we'll talk to that in a moment.
Absolutely.
All right. So first of all, please like our show. Please like and subscribe us. It helps us out.
If you like our show,
yeah. And comment if you have any questions. We do answer them as we go through the show. And please share as well if you have anything you want to share with people who maybe might be buying or selling. This is valuable information. All right, Andrew.
Yes. So it is February 20th, isn't it? And in the last week, we had 251 new listings go live. 117 properties went pending. So our ratio, Jane will do the math on this, but it looks like it's maybe 45%. And list to sale, that is. We had 59 properties decrease in price, so we're still finding that price sensitivity is an issue out there. One price increase, 8 properties back on market, 106 sold, 31 expired. Still, that's also 31 expired and 4 withdrawn. Do you want to compare us to last week there, Jane?
Yes, we're at 47% essentially, but it was a very, very busy weekend, I found. Did you find that? Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was away. But
you were away. Okay. I was surprised. I went to some open houses. I was expecting it to be quiet, but it wasn't. So, okay. So net unconditional sales for month of 2025 so far are 272. That's compared to 470. I think we're going to see that because we're only 8 days till the end of the month. New listings for the month of February so far are 605. That's up from 308 last week. So we're doing well. And that's compared to 1,088 last year. Total active listings were still low. So I've been doing some market analysis for some people recently, and I am noticing that the active listings there's not a lot of choice out there. Good choice right now. So 2487, and that's compared to 2364 from last year.
I'm definitely finding, I've got buyers out there. They're just waiting for the right product, and they've been waiting a while. And I've been, broken records saying, okay, wait for spring, wait for spring. We're going to see more inventory, but with the caveat or warning that prices could start going up as well.
Right. And well, I mean it all depends on many things, but we can only make decisions based on what we know right now. Everybody. Okay. And hi Kevin. Thanks for watching. He's like our weekly, he always shows up. Anyway, okay, so today we have Anne McIntyre. She is from Soap for Hope. And this is a registered Canadian charity, and it provides essential hygiene products and linens to community facilities serving vulnerable people. And they do this by repurposing gently used products that would otherwise end up in a landfill. And I just want to say, hi, Kevin. All right. So, Anne, tell us what you do. Tell us how, well, first of all, what's this picture behind you? It looks so happy.
Oh, the little girl washing. So years ago, I used to volunteer at an Indigenous school in Mexico, and I thought they needed school supplies, and I would bring down school supplies. But the night before I got there one time, they asked me to bring soap. And it was literally the first time I stopped to think that people might not have basic products. So that picture reminds me of just how happy that kid was to be washed.
Wow.
Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, honestly, it's a way of cleansing. Like literally when I take a shower every morning. It's a way of starting the day out fresh.
Right.
And, it to me, like, it's funny. I've done a lot of camping in my life. And so coming in at the end of the week and just feeling a little grimy.
Yeah.
That first shower is just such a pleasure. And I realize how lucky we are, right?
That's exactly it. And a lot of times I'll start a presentation asking how many people had a shower today. And, people laugh and I'm like, no, actually, there's so many people right here in our city that don't have that privilege. So how does it feel? How would you show up if you're dirty and you smell? Right?
Right.
It's about dignity.
So what's the demographic of the people that you work with? Who needs these
like
products?
I like to say, everybody needs soap, right? So we work with kids all the way to seniors and anyone that might need a hand up and not have basic products, right? So we generally don't work with people individually. We work with a community facility that is serving people. So we can tie into, let's say, Our Place or Kool-Aid or Beacon Services. They know the demographic of people they're working with, and we supply the facility with the products to give to those they serve.
That's a lot more efficient than doing it individually for you, and it lets you just serve so many more people.
Well, absolutely. And how do I vet people?
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So let's say I'm moving and I have like 3/4 soap or half soap or whatever shampoo. What do I do?
Great question, because these are the people that we really want to reach. Instead of throwing those products in the garbage, we are a great resource for that. Any hygiene product that's open, we can repurpose and repackage for people that need it. So you're welcome to come down to our warehouse at 426 William Street and drop it off here. And you can have a tour of our warehouse and see what we do with those products. We are having drop-off location points around town, but I haven't announced where those places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So William Street's in Vic West.
It is.
Yeah.
And
you were talking about drop-off places, and this is maybe. Have you ever partnered with any of the thrift stores or any of the places that take donations? May not be able to use that.
Yeah. When did that?
We actually partner with all of them, and they give us all the hygiene. So the Salvation Army Distribution Center, Value Village, Wynn, they already saved that for us. And then we give it back to them in the way they need it, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, for example, if Salvation Army has a transitional home, instead of taking all these half-empty bottles, we bring it back here, repurpose it, and give it out in full bottles that are clean in the way they need it.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing, I know soap is in our name and everyone thinks we just need soap, but we do all hygiene. We do all the linens as well. So people that are clearing out their towels, their sheets, their blankets, their pillows, we also keep those and provide them for people that don't have these products.
Okay.
So what if, like, do they have to be 100% together, or like, what if there's a small tear or, stain? Does that matter?
That's a great question. So we actually have a volunteer here with our sewing machine. And let's say you have a towel that's kind of ripped. She might make it smaller or make it into face cloths. And then all the bits that she's not using goes into our rag bags. And we have plumbers and mechanics that come and buy those bags from us. So
amazing.
Yeah, one of our mottos is we don't waste a thing around here. And we love showing people how you can give us products that aren't usable for you, but we can make something of them.
So what size linens do you want? Like, do you want single bed, queen, king, or whatever?
Everything. We always have people, like, primarily we work with the hotel industry, so we get queen size, but we have a lot of, especially parents, that will say, oh, I have kids, I need a twin size. So, we put those ones aside, and we're very methodical about how we give product. We don't want to give product to someone that it's not going to be useful for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things are items that can be pretty expensive to go and buy off the shelf quite often. Or, I find linens can be quite expensive. And yet they're also, when people want to get rid of them, they just want to get rid of them for some reason. So it's good to be able to get them to a home where they actually do get reused and recycled.
Yeah, it's surprising to me how many Island Health nurses come in and care workers, and they'll be at someone's home and say they don't have a blanket or they don't have pillows, and they're able to come into our warehouse and grab those and take them to their clients. It's really important, right?
Yeah.
So now that's maybe one area. I guess you have a connection with Island Health, but is that one area where individuals do come into your space, where the nurses or those practitioners come in?
The practitioners do, and we usually have a relationship with them, and they'll be telling us where they're going. But yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I noticed your name is Soap for Hope Canada. Have you guys expanded elsewhere in the world?
So we're across BC and Alberta. It is in my strategic plan to have Soap for Hope in every province. I think it's just a very practical solution for hygiene, and we're the only ones that do it. If you had asked me 10 years ago, I would have told you I would have run 10 warehouses across Canada, but I did one here and one in Alberta, and it was really challenging during COVID. So I'm going to franchise my knowledge and have other people run them.
That's the best way to go about it, isn't it? And that's just so much more efficient, and you can serve so many more people that way.
Absolutely. We get requests from across Canada all the time. So I do have partners that might have hygiene products, especially in Ontario. And so I'll pass it on to them.
Just a thought. Sorry, I keep putting my hand up because that's my nonverbal way of saying I have a question.
And you're also a teacher, or you were a teacher.
Yeah. Yes, James.
Yes, Miss Johnston in the back. You were probably up front of the room.
I was a friend. He knows that because we sit together at courses. Last time we sat at the back of the room. I'm just thinking of a strategic alliance for you.
Okay.
So I'm on the board for Habitat for Humanity Victoria.
Awesome. Yeah, we work with them.
Yeah, and I was thinking, have you talked to Habitat for Humanity Canada and maybe seeing if you could ally with so they're independently operated, by the way, but I'm wondering if you could ally with the local groups. That might be a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think that I need to go out and talk to others that have are across Canada. Like all of us, we get so busy in our day-to-day. And I describe our warehouse like the I Love Lucy, episode with the chocolate factory, and it just keeps coming in. So as much as I have this in my head, our warehouse is an extremely busy place. We have shipments coming in from across BC. So imagine getting 6 pallets of hygiene products, and you got to figure out what to do with them quite quickly, and we have 100 volunteers here a week. So we're always lining up tasks for people, and then you've got the shipments going out. So there's a lot of activity here, and sometimes it's hard to just come to my office and have those moments to think through how this plan is actually going to work.
Right. It's so busy doing the business, it's hard to think about how to actually, expand it or.
Absolutely. And, I feel the people that come into our warehouse are as important as the people we help in community. And we have about 100 people that dedicate their time to what we do. And there's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of friendships that have been formed here. There's a lot of ability types and groups that come because it's not rocket science. What we do is just labor intensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend a lot of time with people in our warehouse, and it's really important to me.
Are you looking for more volunteers?
We always welcome volunteers. There's always someone to get involved in something we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the great options is you could work on the hygiene side, or if you have a sensitivity, you can go to our linen warehouse and fold linens. Back orders, or we have a thrift store where we love having volunteers run our thrift store. So those are just some options. And
amazing.
It's
just
super.
It occurs to me, actually, I might know someone. I don't want to speak for them, but they do some marketing. Maybe they would volunteer some time with some marketing ideas or some outreach or making connections, because it is about capacity.
It
and
is.
When you're just so full up, it's all coming at you so quick, and you can't eat all the chocolate that's coming to.
So true. And I think that's one of the frustrating things is these great opportunities present themselves, and you're like, okay, how am I going to jump this? But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We've been around for 10 years, and we're doing almost 2 million products a year, so we're doing something right.
So
how do you guys? I'm sorry. Hand
okay.
up. How do you guys monetize this, in the sense, like, how do you keep the doors open and pay for the warehouse?
Yeah.
And do you accept donations as well? And
yeah, that's a great question. So there's a variety. So when I first got into nonprofit work, it scared me to know that you would rely on just donations and grants, because that to me is like putting the control into someone else's hands, right? And you just know, I wrote a grant a month ago and they rejected it, and it's $30,000, right? So I kind of have a few baskets. So we have our social enterprises. So we have money coming in through our thrift store, and we have Salish Sea soap pebbles that we create, and Destination Tourism is using them as their giveaway, as well as Victoria Foundation, which is great. And we have 6 stores that use them and a hotel. So there's some money that comes in. I do a lot of grant writing. We have a lot of donors, and we have a lot of monthly donors, which are incredibly important. So for example, a $25 monthly donation will help a family of 4 for a month. Right. So if we can show people that this money does this, that's great. I also have a fee for service for our hotels that are on our program. So that when I first started actually charging hotels, it was because I actually wanted to hire someone and I didn't know how to do this. So I'm like, well, I'm going to create a revenue source here. And so that's been able to pay for a staff member. Getting funding for admin is incredibly difficult, but it's incredibly important. We cannot do this work without paying people.
No, right. Exactly. I mean, it's beautiful to volunteer time and space, but you need to have, still need to keep the doors open and pay for the heat and lights.
Right.
Do you have a board, Anne?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have 9 people on our board. Some of them are from the hotel industry, business, nonprofit world, marketing. I have a great board. We meet regularly, and they also commit 4 hours a month to helping us. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Speaking of boards, back when I was on the Victoria Real Estate Board, we had one of my board, one of the directors with me was Karen Denise Smythe.
Yep.
And she was adamant whenever we went on a trip, and because the board we would go on trips to the States, to the National Association of Realtor events and various conferences. And she was always collecting all of our soap. This is how I was introduced to you guys.
Yeah.
She was always reminding us, keep your soap in the hotel. And she was on us, get your soap, collect your soap, don't let it go, because she was collecting it all. And so we would have the soap in our suitcases coming back to Victoria.
Yeah.
And so you were getting soap from all over North America.
We are.
Because Karen was so supportive of your organization. And that was what kind of first alerted me to this. And
oh, that's awesome.
It's kind of quite fun, yes. So you have supporters everywhere.
We do. It's really fun to see when people come into the warehouse and like, oh, I was on this trip and I grabbed it from the cart. And, it's really fun.
I think it's kind of ironic that you give soap to a hotel, because I'm sure the hotels donate to you too, right?
Circular economy,
Mm-hmm.
right? One of the other demographics of people or volunteers that I love is our seniors. So, for example, we go through about 20,000 face cloths a year, which, I don't buy them, but we get some from the hotels. But we now get cotton wool and we give it to senior centers or seniors that might have not much to do. And now they have a purpose. So they're making and knitting us these face cloths. And then we only give them back to seniors that need them or kids. We don't give them to people that are on the street because they're too heavy to dry. So again, it's engaging another demographic of people that may not be able to come into our warehouse to volunteer, but
so seniors are sort of a population, I think, that people don't realize are vulnerable and need this sort of support.
Oh, yeah. And that breaks my heart. I mean, think about how much your CPP and I don't know what OAC is, and then look about what our rents are and how much food and medicine is. There's so many seniors that go without.
Right.
Like
big time.
It's actually our Christmas focus is giving these seniors a huge kit, usually about 14 to 20 items of things that they need. So, and I always think about my grandparents. I'm like, oh my God, what if they hadn't made wise financial decisions? And it's no fault of their own that our inflation and rent is as high as it is.
Right.
Absolutely. And they're making decisions with, limited income, and they're making a decision between, do I buy this can of beans?
Yeah.
Or do I buy this soap?
Yeah.
Right. It gets to that level. And
absolutely.
Of course, they're going to be buying the beans.
Yeah, we see it all the time. So with our senior facilities, and we have about 8 on our program, we regularly deliver to them every 3 months. So we just want to eliminate that worry for them completely. And then a few weeks ago, I was in my Nana's care home, and she's in assisted living. And I was talking to one of the nurses there, and I said, do you ever need products here? Is there anybody here? She said, it's not that they don't have the money. They don't have the ability to go out and shop for it, or no one doing it for them. So also I dropped off a huge thing of incontinence pads and body lotion and shampoo and soap, just for them to have just in case.
Right.
Beautiful.
Right. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure Andrew and I will arrange something where we can come down and actually see what you do, and maybe we'll do a little video. Yeah.
Love to come and see.
Pardon?
What's that?
Come in and get your hands clean. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Love that saying.
Yeah.
I just want to say one last question though.
Yeah.
We work with buyers and sellers all the time, people moving all the time. Do you have any marketing materials or anything you can share with us that we can share with our clients that can put into our buyer or seller kits? Say, hey, here's one extra resource we have in town. If you want to make use of it, we'd really encourage that.
Absolutely. And what might be good is having our product donation bin at your real estate offices so that other realtors realize that we're a resource for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've seen it, that people need to get rid of this product. There's lots of other realtors that have seen this as well.
Do you have like a little banner or anything we could put up, like a little 8x11 thing?
Yeah, we definitely have that. And I can send you a picture of what our bin looks like and also the products we accept that are open.
Okay. I think a visual representation every time people go in the office would be great.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
You know what? I'm going to ask our managing broker if you can come and speak to our realtors as well.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'd love that. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Andrew?
Same for us. We do but we do a weekly sales meeting as well, and it's just a quick presentation would get you in front of a lot of faces that are dealing with people moving all the time.
Okay, I'd love that. Just sign me up.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome. Alrighty. So we're coming to the end of the show. We are trying to keep these short and sweet. Don't forget to come every Thursday at 9:30 and watch us live if you have questions. Otherwise, you can watch us on our YouTube channels. Let's start with you, Anne. How do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so our website, www.soapforhopecanada.ca, or if you have a specific question for me, you can email me at ann@soapforhopecanada.ca. Okay.
And Andrew, how do people get in touch with you?
Reach out. I'm at 250-360-6106. Emails info@andrewplank.com, and the website andrewplank.com, or the team website realvibe.ca. And I just want to remind folks too, again, that Anne had mentioned that their warehouse is on Wilson Street in Vic West. So be sure to drive past that when we're sharing contact information. That's pretty key.
Okay. And Jen wasn't able to make it today, but if you want to reach her, you can give her a call at 250-217-4925. She's with the Modern Mortgage Group, and her email is jen@jenlow.ca. And if you want to reach me, my name's Jane Johnston. I'm with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun. My number is 250-744-0775. My email is briarhillgroup@gmail.com. You can visit me at briarhillgroup.com, and don't forget to watch us on this show at victoriarealestateshow.com. And if you want to follow me on social media, realtyteacher_Remax Victoria or Briar Hill Group. All right. Thank you so much for coming. It was so great to meet you.
Thank you very much,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.